Hello and what's up people, this is Tuna, I play and I make strategy card games. Welcome to another episode of Hearthstone. As you know, with the Perils of Paradise Expansion, I decided to go back to ranked journey, and I'm kind of like at the point that I wanted to share a deck that I've built, which helped me get from bronze 10 to gold 4 or 3 or something like that, and I'm going really strong, and I want to share this deck with all the beginners just like me, and I'm hoping that it's going to help you a lot with your ranked journey along the way. But before we begin, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and let's get back to the deck that I built for Death Knight. Before we head into the card details, I want to show you this deck tracker because I want you to see my progression. And this headless hand buff build of Death Knight is quite strong, and I'm kind of like happy that I've started with this one. I got my first 100 victories, and within the 100 victories, I even had the chance to achieve 12 victories in a row. These certain ranks, just like bronze, silver, and gold, we're like beginners, okay? But it's kind of like really good to have those achievements early on. As you go and, climb the ladder higher, things are gonna get a bit complicated. Death Knight builds are kind of not newbie easy, I know, but as a card game designer, I just wanted to challenge myself because I find it really exciting to build because there are like certain limitations that you can add into your deck, I know, but Death Knight has extra limitations that makes it a bit harder for you to understand how you're going to form your deck around. I've had many changes. In my words, it's kind of like controlling the field deck is kind of like my favorite because there are like so many corpses that you need. You utilize these corpses to get a really, really good buff and kind of like force your enemies to give up. This is something that I wanted to do. But the problem is, the certain builds of warriors are still so strong. The secret hunters, I hate them. And they're like certain priest builds kind of like blocks you a lot. If you cannot, play certain cards, if you're always countered or controlled, this deck is kind of like gets hard to manage. I know, but I believe for those that are newbie just like me are gonna enjoy playing this. If you want to learn how to play a strategy card game, you have to understand what certain things do, and you need to kind of like find a new strategy each time you play it because the random drawing orders are kind of change, and it will help you to understand Hearthstone in a good perspective, and it will help you to get better within other strategy card games as well. My adventure in Hearthstone Ranked is going way more exciting than I have ever imagined because I used to play Battlegrounds a lot, and now I'm just back into the regular game and I'm playing it ranked, and I'm so happy, and I will keep making on new videos. As you can see, I have like 7,500 gold waiting for me to open up new packs, and I will do it in the next video. Let's dive in and talk about the deck that I've built. As you can see, I got my first 100 victories, and I'm so happy because this is the first deck that I've built all by myself. Adding like small cards, tweaking them all, and finally got to the point that helped me to get my victories. And now I'm at gold 4, and I'm hoping that I will get to the platinum quite soon, and maybe before this season ends. And I will try to push it to diamond, and I will keep you guys updated in the comments if I can ever get to these ranks with this build. Let's get to the collection and talk about how I formed the deck. There are like certain cards that I have added from expansion, but it's kind of like very limited amount of cards. And this deck consists of unique cards. I don't have any duplicate cards, which allows me to create various strategies along the way. And I don't have the Reno at the moment, but maybe when I have it, I can just make it way more better in time. There are like certain cards that I have crafted. I actually forgot which ones, but most of them are kind of like really easy to get. And I'm hoping that you guys have those cards, and maybe along the way you will get those cards and slowly, build this deck one by one, and it will kind of like make you understand how it operates. So there are like certain cards that I need to have at the beginning of the turn, which I can easily kind of like put in the field and generate corpses. So Bodymaker is good, just it gives you a free copy of corpse. And then we have the Skeletal Sidekick. If I can just have these cards in the early game, I can just generate a goal and put this on and kind of like hit and kill a strong minion in the first couple of turns. And also I can deal damage to the heroes, which are kind of like don't have the tendency to heal themselves. So Blood Tap is kind of like a really strong addition to this. It's a shadow spell. When you collect 2 corpses And when you have like quite a lot of cards lined up in your hand, you just use it to get extra +2/+2 for all undead. And try to form your deck with mostly with undead, cards and creatures. And as you can see, I'm just kind of like using these corpses to utilize everything. So when we have the Hematurge, I can just create the first corpse and discover a Blood Rune card. Blood Rune card will help me to generate, new options to play along the way. It just helps a lot. Because one of the things that I've seen for playing Hearthstone, when you're out of cards, you cannot do anything else. So you need to have certain amount of cards that generates new cards in your hand. It will help you to kind of like stay longer in the battlefield, and it's kind of good. So I have this Mining Casualties card. I think I got this card quite new. I'm not sure how I unlocked it, but having these one-on-one recruits, they die, they create corpse, and they turn into goals, and those goals create corpses. So at the beginning of turn, I can generate many corpse. And when you have the Necrotic Mortician, you can just use your goal, die, generate corpse, play this one, and get another Unholy Rune card. So you kind of like use something, generate corpse, and then add another card into your hand. So the low cost cards that I've used kind of like generates these. And then we start to utilize these cards. So as you go to the Acolyte of Death, you just draw new cards. The more cards you have in your hands, the more you can use Blood Tap in a way that you can just have more benefits to it. So the idea is to try to draw as much as undead cards in your hands and try to give them bonuses as much as you can, and use these remaining corpses to kind of like explode them, get you new options to play in the further parts of the game. And then I have this anti-magic shell, because there's like certain points that a lot of minions are on the battlefield, but the shamans kind of like do the overload and just burn the battlefield, and you just don't want you just don't want certain of your minions that you have to die in vain, so you need to have like some sort of a protection. And I have the Asphyxiate, which is kind of like helps me a lot during some parts of the game. Sometimes some players, put really strong minions, and they just deal quite a lot of damage. So you can kind of like use this to destroy them. I have this Chill Fallen Baron, which is a really good card because just goes in, draws a new card, dies, draws a new card, and you can use the what was the name of it? Just let me see. The Yelling Yodeler. Yeah, you can use this one to generate extra cards. So it's really good to have like a Battle Cry and Death Rattle card in your deck. It helps you a lot to generate more cards, because as I told you, you don't want your cards to be finished in your hand. So we have this crop rotation. This is also good to generate corpse. And also, sometimes there are like certain creatures that have, taunts, but you don't want to use your several minions to kill it. So just put these on, damage them, or maybe you can use these to remove all these divine shields. It helps a lot. And we had this Gorgon Zormo, which is a recent dragon that came with the Perils of Paradise pack. If you complete several quests in the journey, you can just directly get this card, which is good because if you have the control of the board in the early stages, and if you can get this 2-cost cheese and hold it in your hand for a couple of turns, you kind of like get 3 really strong minions at the end. I've had a match that I had like 9-cost minions, dropped into the battlefield, and it was kind of like the moment the opponent saw it, just quit the game. So this is something that we want to do. Whenever they kill us, we try to pull stronger minions to make them think that, okay, now what? So this deck is kind of like creating now what moments for the opponents. So we have the Soul Breaker, again, to generate extra corpses at the beginning. And we had this Toy Snatching Geist. This is a really strong undead. You just put it and get another undead, and its cost is reduced. And so it helps you to put stronger undead into the battlefield again, and it just turns into a cycle. It's a really good one. I have the Cool Ghoul. I'm planning to change this, but sometimes if you can use the blood tap and to create extra bonuses within other minions that I'm going to show in a couple of minutes, you can just have a really strong Divine Shield Reborn minion, and I find it kind of like strong to have like Divine Shields in your deck as well. One of my favorite strategies is with the Darkthorn Quilter. Okay, so what I do is you get the Darkthorn Quilter, and you have the Amateur Puppeteer. So you put the Amateur Puppeteer in it, and then you use the Yelling Gilder to generate +4/+4. And when this die, it gives +2/+2. So you get +6/+6 to your Darkthorn Quilter, and you get 8 attack at the end of turn, randomly spread around. So if you can just summon these and turn them into with the blood tap, and you can just turn these summoning of death rattles, you get this Darkthorn Quilter machine gun. It just, it's just so fun to see, and sometimes you kind of like draw and summon these cards, and when you have 2 of these, guys, come on, it's really fun to watch. One of them just hits for 8 and the other one just hits for 8, so it's kind of like a really good sight to see. Death Strike is kind of like helping you to kill a really strong minion and lifesteal and try to survive, because most of the time while I play this deck, you just go down and you go up again. You go down and up, it just turns all the way. So you need to find your own way to play it. I got this Nerubian Swarm Guard, also again with the blood tap and also with the Amateur Puppeteer card. I kind of like give extra hit points to these, and when you summon like 6/8 3-toned minions, they tend to leave the match, because you just put in there, just everyone is gone. And now we have the Sickly Grimwalker, which is also again another good utilization card. You just put this one and you put updated Nerubian Swarm Guards. Ta-da! They have poison now, toned poison, amazing. When you put the cool goal, you get the poison Divine Shield. So whenever you summon something, you just add poison to it, and it just makes me to kind of like play around with my deck and help me to get the victory that I've been looking for. Again, Army of the Dead is also good. You use your extra corpses to raise goals, to destroy taunt minions, to destroy Divine Shields, and generate. And with Rush, it's good to have them. Sometimes I get so many corpse kind of like piled up, and why not have a Corpse Bride? And you just spend 10 taunt just directly. If you just put a 4/4 undead and then 10 taunt, and again, if you can utilize it with the Sickly Grimwalker, again you have 2 poisoned undeads, so it's really good. And we have the Corpse Explosion. Corpse Explosion is good. Again, you have like many corpse waiting for you to use, but there are like so many minions that your opponents have. Just use it, explode the board, and put your minion in it. And to have like a small control, I put the Mind Control tech. Some players play a lot of minions, and there are like certain minions that you'd like to take to yourself. I use this one to grab that minion to put it in my deck. And of course, I got the Frostmourne. And I don't use Frostmourne to attack the opponent. I always use it to kill minions, but there are like certain moments that you're going to use it to win the game, of course. But try to get as much as minions to be summoned again. So try to use your Frostmourne. Well, I wish I was in my old previous apartment, because I had my Frostmourne. I would like to swing it right now. We had the Gnome Mantra just to taunt and lifesteal. Also, it utilizes well with all of the other undead boosting, the blood tap and the Sickly Grimwalker. It just helps a lot. And I have the Obsidian Revenant, and this is kind of like summoning 2 dead rattle minions. They summon another minion, so I still continue to generate corpse, which is helping me a lot. And Soul Stealer is an expensive card, I know, but sometimes you get to the point that the enemy has, like the opponent has so many cards, you just put this, take everything, and you generate corpse again. So that you always have corpse in your hand to use it in another turn. And the Stitch Giant, again, you use a lot of corpse, so I just wanted to use this one to kind of like go into the game for free. So whenever your opponent sees a poisoned undead with 8/8 and which is kind of like free, then you will put more cards next to it and you overwhelm the opponent and you try to make them leave the game. Because most of the newbie players, just like me, kind of like tendency to have the I want to leave now, it's overwhelming, I want to leave this game. And they do, guys, they do. But I'm not. I go till the end. Even if I knew that I'm going to lose, I just kind of like go to the end. And well, it's kind of like the deck that helped me to reach Gold 4, and I'm quite happy about it. And within this season, I'll try to push it as much as I can. I'm not going to change this build, and I'll let you know if I can get this one to Platinum, and I will even try to push it more. In the meantime, I'm trying to create a priest deck, because priests are kind of like one of the most annoying classes in the game, as well as with the warriors and the hunters. The secret hunter and the ever-growing armor builds of warriors. Come on, I've seen 60 armor one game, and I was just, whoa, no, I don't want to play this game. I know that this build that I made is not that strong against, as I told you, certain armor build of warriors and the secret hunters, but most of the decks, you will find yourself in a really good position, and I'm hoping that you will find your way faster than I did, and I'll try to make more videos and try to explain you these card mechanics along the way within the new videos. But before I end this, if you have watched it to this moment, I told you that I was a card game designer as well. If you're playing mobile games, please go into Play Store or Apple App Store and you search for Deck Dash. I'm going to put something over here somewhere. I will really appreciate if you played the game that we have been developing for the past year, and I'd like to hear your feedbacks. Feel free to join my Discord, and if you're here for the very first time, like and subscribe. That's it all for today. See you in our next Hearthstone video. Bye bye.